Just like humans breathe, vegetables also breathe after harvest. This post-harvest activity is crucial to their shelf life. Just like how runners breathe faster, some vegetables breathe faster, which makes them spoil more quickly. But don't worry, there are proven ways to slow down this process and keep your vegetables fresh. So stick around till the end to learn how. Hi people, welcome back to learning on this channel. So from the first video you watched, you already have an idea what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So why do you think vegetables spoil faster? Leafy green vegetables. So we have three factors. One is respiration, secondly there is transpiration, and thirdly there is microbial effect. So what do I mean by respiration? I said vegetables continue to respire after harvesting. That is, they continue to take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. And this respiration is used to determine the suitable storage method for different vegetables. That's why, for example, now potatoes compared to water leaf, all these leafy green vegetables, have lower respiration rate. That is why we can store potatoes at room temperature and it's going to be fresh for longer, but we cannot store our leafy green at room temperature. Water is going to dry out, it's going to become slimy, and eventually it's going to spoil. So then, how do we store our vegetables properly? So let's talk about the second factor, transpiration. Leafy green vegetables contain about 90% water, and this water is packed with nutrients like vitamin C, minerals, and digestible and indigestible carbohydrates. So if all this water is lost to the environment, what then do we want to get from the vegetables? So like I was saying, transpiration is a process whereby the water in vegetables move out to the surrounding air. So it loses water in that process. So this respiration, transpiration are all post-harvest activity that continue to go on in the life of leafy green vegetables and all vegetables in general. So that's transpiration. So that's why, I don't know if you have ever noticed that if you go to the market, you see all these leafy green vegetable sellers, like all these ugu, lettuce, we have amaranth leaf, the efotete in Yoruba. So we have the malabar, the amunututu in Yoruba. So different type of leafy green vegetables like broccoli, yes, all those leafy green vegetables. If you go to the market, you would have observed that the sellers constantly spray water on the vegetables. That is to replenish the moisture loss due to high temperature. Because if the temperature is too high, then transpiration will occur very quickly. Water is going to move out to the surrounding air very, very quickly. So the next thing is microbial effect. Remember I said in one of my videos that microbes love to thrive. They love damp surfaces. They love moist surfaces. So wet vegetables is going to rot faster. And there are some microbes that uses oxygen to survive. And also there are some that survive in airtight conditions. So if you're thinking that for you to reduce respiration, you want to store your vegetables in a sealed airtight bag, then you're making a mistake because some microbes do not actually need oxygen for survival. So even if you seal the bag, they're still going to survive. And it's going to lead to condensation in the bag because there will be buildup of water, buildup of moisture in that bag. And eventually it will encourage mold and rot. So now, all these factors are what spoils our vegetables very, very quickly. How then do we store these vegetables properly? Now, let's use practical application. So the first issue is respiration, right? Which is taking in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. Okay, if you're thinking that, okay, what can I do to stop that? Maybe you're thinking I should seal the vegetables in airtight bag. That makes sense, but it is not ideal. Now let's think about transpiration. So we already know that transpiration is a process whereby water moves out to the surrounding air. If your vegetable is already sealed in airtight plastic bag, which surrounding is the water moving to? That is also not ideal because there's going to be buildup of moisture in that bag, and this is going to lead to water droplets, and eventually the vegetable will become slimy and it's going to spoil. So that is also not ideal. So what if you are thinking that, okay, let me use perforated bag instead, because if I use that, I can retain some moisture and also allow gas exchange. Perforated bags are all these plastic bags with holes around them. So there will be gas exchange, there will be slower transpiration because the vegetable is not going to dry out very quickly. So be able to retain some moisture. So then, do I use perforated bags and leave my vegetables and leave it at room temperature? Just because you're using perforated bags does not mean it's going to preserve your vegetables for longer at room temperature, because these post-harvest activities like transpiration, respiration, all these microbial effects, they're still going to continue. Okay, what if I store my vegetables in the fridge? Okay, I keep them in the perforated bag and I put them in the fridge. That makes sense. Because remember, refrigeration slows microbial activity. So your vegetable is protected. One, refrigeration slows respiration. It also slows transpiration because high respiration leads to faster spoilage. So refrigeration slows down this process. That is why refrigeration is a suitable method for storing your vegetables. But not that you just pack your vegetables and then put them in the fridge. No, you keep them in the perforated bag. However, there's still another issue. The issue now is in refrigeration, the cold environment reduces the air capacity to hold moisture. This leads to low humidity level. And if there is low humidity level, because in the refrigerator, there's this dry air, this cold dry air. And if that is in the refrigeration and you're storing your vegetables there, it means transpiration is still going to occur. Your vegetable is still going to lose water to the surrounding because this dry air is going to draw out moisture out of your vegetables, and eventually there will be no water left in your vegetables. I mean, if there is no water left in your vegetables, then there is no nutrients left in your vegetables. So then, what do we do? Because all of this now sound very complicated. There's a simple solution. So first of all, you put your vegetables in the perforated plastic bag, or you use the damp paper towel. And after that, you put it in the refrigerator, yes, in the fridge. But where in the fridge? So you put them in the crisper drawer because this section maintains humidity levels. Like this section is one that has the moderate humidity level in the refrigerator. So it is a suitable place, it is a better place to keep your vegetables after putting them in damp paper towel or putting them in perforated plastic bags. You see, it's very simple, but there's this one point that we really have to follow. That is, if you want to store your vegetables, let's say you purchase vegetables in the market, you purchase your leafy green vegetables in the market, and you don't want to use it immediately. Probably you want to use it in the next 3 or 5 days. So the best thing you can do is you store it, yes, perforated bag in the fridge, the crisper drawer, but then you don't wash it before putting it in the perforated bags. Why? Because, I said microbes like moist place. So microbes are going to start acting on that surface and your vegetable will get spoiled very quickly, even if you keep them in the refrigerator, because excess moisture leads to spoilage. So even if you have to wash your vegetables, your leafy greens, let's say, because there's some market, there's some place in the market that you buy vegetables and it's going to have all this dirt all over it. So how then do I just keep it in nylon and put it in the refrigerator? Well, you can actually use water to rinse it out, and then you use a damp paper towel to clean it, to clean the surface, so there's no water left on the surface. And then you put it in the perforated bag, then you put it in the fridge in the crisper drawer. So no washing before perforated bags, or washing, but make sure you dry it. Not that you dry out all the water in the vegetables, so the water on the surface of the vegetable. So and then you put it in the perforated bags and you store it in the crisper drawer in the fridge. And lest I forget, I mentioned in the previous video, I'm going to talk about how we store our tomatoes properly. If your tomato is unripe, then you keep it at room temperature until it is fully ripe. That is when you now refrigerate it. However, refrigerating tomatoes for long period doesn't really help it because it's going to damage the texture, because fruits, vegetables like tomato are very sensitive to cold. So store appropriately, store moderately. Don't store for too long because your tomatoes is going to get spoiled. It's going to have these off flavors and the color is even going to change. So you not really enjoy it. You probably already practice all this storing of vegetables, like using perforated bags, using the damp paper towels, or putting it in the crisper drawer. But this is just a video to explain why and how to store your vegetables properly. Why you do it? Because there are so many people that you just see things online and you tell them this is how you store your things properly, but you don't know the reason behind it. I'm glad you learned something from this video. So then kindly like, subscribe, share, and leave your thoughts about the video in the comment section. Bye. See ya.